Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Midweek video, I guess number one, maybe there's more than one. And you can see I've worked on at least one of the projects, in this case the music video. I will put the music that I want to put in one of the next videos regarding this one, not this time but soon. So you'll have a segment where I will shut up and you can listen to the music, which will probably be one of the most viewed segments in the history of this channel, because you don't have to hear me, which is amazing, I think. Anyway, I'm using a stage that I made back in the day, and here is the original render. This one is back from September 2018, so it's old, and it was at the time where I did a lot of renders with settings. I started working on sets, on indoor rooms, on furniture and stuff, and at some point I didn't do that anymore because my workflow changed more or less. But yeah, at that time I did that, and I had this one render where I did a stage. This was also due to the clothing that I made, and you can see that there are some issues going on with the clothing here. All that crinkled up clothing at the side, which is something that happened back then, and right now I'm at the point where I can stop that from happening. But yeah, this is like something that I had working on or going on back then. Yeah, I'm redoing the UV maps of the stuff that I had already in, and I added a few edges for the curtains, which is basically the main changes. I also added the side walls for the stage, left and right, because I needed those as reference points for later details. The next was adding some more stuff to the actual set. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have this look a bit more natural, or a bit more naturalistic, actually a bit more pagan, I guess, I don't know. And I wanted to add some plant looking elements to the whole thing. So what I did is I basically built this little piece here, which is just a, look at this, it is supposed to be like ivy, or like some kind of ivy like plant that is growing on the side of the stage. Well, not really ivy, but yeah, something plant like that is growing on the side of the stage that I want to detail in. It is also part of the whole set, as in I wanted this so when I designed this, I wanted this to be a lightning element that just adds some lights to the whole scene. You can see in the render that I kind of did that. It doesn't really add enough light to illuminate the whole scene, which is good because it is in the back of the actual singer or the actual character on the set, so this would be really confusing. The lights have to be in the front of the character, more or less, which I actually did. So the final render at the very end is the character singing on the stage, and I am still working with lights in Daz Studio because it is not that great to work with. But yeah, you can see I'm doing the UV maps. I'm doing more detail on the UV maps here because I planned on making some specific textures for this one. In this case, I didn't do a texture for the tree, but I did a specific texture for the wood of the stage. So I made a new seamlessly tiling wood plank, wood surface texture for the stage. The curtains are basically just red, so I have a relatively flat background that I can work against. I think in the final render they will not be black but more bluish, simply because the dancer is already wearing red and I don't want to double down on that. Would be kind of weird if the dancer was partially hidden in the background. Might be good camouflage, but it's not really working for a stage song. Yeah. For the flowers, I basically did the flower, the main body. Then I did these extrusions. The idea of this one is that I wanted to have something like a sunflower or something in that general idea, and I don't think I actually got that. My first plan with the leaves was to have the leaves like have actual good looking leaves with veins and stuff, but this just didn't look good and didn't work as I intended, so I relatively quickly threw away that idea and made some very simple leaves instead. Starting right here with these simpler leaves, relative simple shape. And one thing that I did specifically for this set piece is I made a morph. The whole set piece has a morph because right now the flower is closed, and there's also and you can see in the picture that the flower is open there in the render, which means I made a morph that turns up the flowers. I'm not 100% sure if I actually want to use the morph that I made, or if I want to actually rig the stage and make these flowers like give them bones and structure this way. But I don't think I will, because I would have to have like around 8 bones per flower that I would have to animate, which are relatively crunkly or relatively intense to do. So I think I will actually work with the morph, because it is way simpler to do. It is not as beautiful, you will see that, because I actually have a part where I show how the morph works, and it's not perfect, but since the focus is on the singing character, it is okay, at least for this. And if I do still images, I will have the flowers open or closed anyway, so it doesn't matter really. What I did for the morph is I basically exported the stage with closed flowers, and then I opened one of the flowers, copy pasted the open flower to all the other flower places. So I'm deleting the other flowers and I'm copy pasting this. And since the number of faces, the number of vertices didn't change in between, this works. If you copy paste or cut away stuff, you have to be really careful that the number of parts don't change. So you can see that I have the morph here in action. You can see I'm opening and closing the flowers here. Works quite well. Could have zoomed in on one of these, but yeah, you know, I forgot. Yeah, it works. And lastly, I had to like color everything in, jumping between iRay vision and textured vision here, because iRay is relatively intense on the PC. But I'm happy with how this looks currently. I might add more details. You can see I'm working with some different textures here. I didn't have the final thing made yet, but yeah. You will see it in the final render, which is just a few seconds away. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.